All right, new 7 round mock draft for the Arizona Cardinals. I'm actually about a week late in posting this. I wrote this article about a week and a half ago, but now we're getting around to the video version of it. If you want to read the article in its entirety, go check it out, but let's get into it. Okay, so the Cardinals are actually picking third overall, as most of you know, but the Steelers actually proposed a trade with us to go and move up, and it wasn't even for a quarterback, it was for Ruben Bain. And so as you can see, we were actually able to acquire their first round pick next year in 2027. So 2 first round picks, that's a heck of a steal, especially for a franchise that wasn't even going to use that pick on a quarterback. Ty Simpson's not worthy of being the third overall pick. So we were able to move back, gather some more resources. So we were able to spend this pick on corner Colton Hood out of Tennessee and help address a defense that was bottom 5 in EPA per pass allowed and bottom 10 in pressure percentage. This team does have a number of holes to fill. I could see them staying put and picking Arvell Reese, but for now, with that trade being proposed to us, it's Hood. Also, it does depend on what they're going to do with Kyler Murray if they're able to trade him, what his contract would look like in a trade, but I do know that choosing to move on from him would be very expensive. So ultimately, I do think he's going to be their quarterback in 2026. Our second round pick, Emmanuel Pregnon, guard out of Oregon. I love this dude. I actually think he's worthy of being a first round pick. I have a first round grade on him right now. GM Monty Austin has spent tons of draft capital on the offensive line during his time as GM, so it really wouldn't surprise me to take a high caliber guard and help shore up the interior of that offensive line. All right, so we were able to pick up an additional second round pick in a trade with the Minnesota Vikings, and again, this was done about a week and a half ago. So pick 49, Monroe Freeling, tackle out of Georgia. A lot of you have seen, if you follow the draft, you've seen him rise up boards, and it's easy to see why. 6'7", 350 pounds, really athletic. Really would surprise me to see him still be available at pick 49 in real life. All right, so moving on to pick 65, the first pick of the third round, Elijah Surratt, receiver out of Indiana. Talk to enough people, you'll get a lot of different opinions on this dude, but he's a big body, physical perimeter receiver. Still have Marvin Harrison Jr., who's not a waste. He's still coming along, still developing. They have Trey McBride at tight end. Michael Wilson just had the best year of his career, so I could see this being a little bit of a luxury pick given their needs and where they are in the draft, but I could see them wanting to devote as much firepower as possible to Kyler Murray and really ensure that he has everything around him to be successful. Right, in the fourth round, it's denied Dennis Sutton, edge rusher out of Penn State. If you follow college football and the NFL draft long enough, you know to draft edge rushers from Penn State. And in the sixth round, pick 204, Caden Curry, another big-time edge rusher from Ohio State. Truth be told, I would be pretty surprised if he's still available in the sixth round. This is a great opportunity to double up on edge rusher and really bring some more juice to that defensive line. All right, and with our penultimate pick, it's Drew Aller, quarterback out of Penn State. I, for one, am of the opinion that you should draft a quarterback every single year. I'm not saying spend a second or third round pick, kind of a premium selection on one just to take one. Once you get into day 3, rounds 5, 6, and 7, I think you should absolutely take a stab at one, especially a guy like Drew Aller, who came into the season with a lot of hype, a lot of promise. He was touted as, a possible first-round guy, possible top 10 guy. Had a season-ending injury, kind of a lost season for Penn State. I think taking him here in the 7th round is a no-brainer. All right, our last pick of the draft is actually a really, really cool story, a really fun player who I think has some sneaky potential. Bryce Betcher was an all Pac-12 baseball player at one point at Oregon. He was actually drafted in the MLB draft, so I think this is a no-brainer slam dunk with the 248th pick.